How's everyone doing? It is Monday. I just had a great couple days off of crypto, so I'm gonna have a nice view into what's been going on over the weekend. But looks like we had some little volume, but nothing really exciting, nothing that changes my viewpoint or my stance on where we are in the marketplace. So that's really important for you guys to know, because if I haven't changed my stance on anything, that means that nothing has really changed. But I do see the opportunity for either a breakout or breakdown, and could be a decision point this week to deciding which way it's going to go. And that's not on a macro level. This would be more on a shorter time frame, more on a, kind of playing the range that we've been playing. So I'm going to show you guys some of the stuff that's happening on the weekly chart, some of the stuff that's happening on the daily chart, and then I'm going to show you where we're running into resistance and what level is the key level we need to look at this week to see that we need to flip or that we'll reject, likely maybe even today in the next 12-15 hours, we'll reject and come back down to 30K. Or today we'll have a breakout of that, and I'm going to explain exactly, pinpointing exactly where you need to look. So this is really, really going to help you understand what to be looking for and how to play, or how I'm at least going to be playing this market. What I'm going to do is just pop out this chat quick so I can see all your comments, because I got too many screens open and it makes it very difficult for me sometimes to see. So let's see who is here. Welcome if you are. If you're new, don't forget that you can hit that like and subscribe button to help support the channel. So let me see what way we are going to go. So I know all of you guys want me to talk about only up only. It's what you're here for, but I'm going to give you whatever the market is telling me. One thing that I will do that I will never, ever not, like, one thing I do that I don't do and I won't ever do is just tell you I want to be excited about the market and it's really hype and hopium based, but not actually have data to back that up. So let's put the glasses on. Let's get this thing off and popping. If you're here for the first time, let me know where you're from. I love to have lots of people in here, and I want to know where you are, what you've been doing, and everything else that's been going on. So, love the Toronto big guy. What's going on, fam, in Toronto, Ontario family? Guys, I know with Binance, the Ontario family is probably like, what is going on? Talked to Phoenix Flow this morning, and we're looking into solutions for you. And so, yep, there'll always be someone else to step in when someone else is forced to push them out. So, it is what it is. Yes, thank you so much. It's tension. If you guys do want to smash that like, subscribe, anything like that, do it. And now let's look at Bitcoin. It's great to have so many people in from Thailand, in from California, Canada, Philippines, India, Switzerland, New Zealand, and so many other places, and Poland, and so much. Any word from my scammer? I'll be giving you guys an update about that tomorrow. I have a call with them tonight. So I will let you guys know about the scammer and what's going on. He does know that that he has videos on him on YouTube, but there's been people that have gone to talk to him in his shop and told him, like, hey, what are you doing? That I know personally, like, they went to talk to him. They were like, oh, we know where he is, so we're just going to go reason with him. Apparently, he thinks he's done nothing wrong, and trust me, not doing the right thing on their part will be way worse than doing the right part. So we just got to do it. Can we meet if we come to Thailand? If you guys come to Thailand, we can definitely meet as long as I'm free. You know what I mean? So do we rip our money off Binance? If you're in Canada, it's a great question. So a lot of people have said, if I'm in Canada, what do? You have until the end of the year. You have 5-6 months. They're going to warn you before you have to take off your funds. You're not like canceled. You can't use it right now. What it does give the ability to is someone in the next 5 months to come in, swoop in, and basically be the one that Canada does like and says, yes, Ontario people and everyone else can then trade. And I think that's going to be someone more on the regulated side. What are your thoughts on nomad capitalists? Good question. Don't even know what that is. I'll have to look into it. Nomad capitalist. I have to just have a quick look. I don't know what that is. An offshore tax. All right, let's have a quick look. Go to best you're treated. Holistic legal strategies to successful entrepreneurs. Seems like something that is about tax havening and stuff like that. I'm not too sure. So that's not really my my expertise per se. But I'll have a quick look into it and see. FTX, yes, FTX is definitely going to be one. FXF is going to be another. Still in the range for 30 to 40K. Bulls buying at 30, selling between 36 and 40 for 20 to 30% profit. Yes, I'm here for the first MBX video. Still excited. I'm still excited about MBX. It's just a big, big project, and it's going to take time. It's what I've thought from the very get-go, and it's why I invested, not even really worried about the long-term or the short-term outcome, more thinking about the long-term. So let's get into Bitcoin, because I know a lot of you guys want to know what's going on with that. What key levels am I looking at, and what should you be looking at? So we're going to start on the weekly. We're going to go on the high time frame to have a quick look at what's been happening. So what do we have here? Well, we have a couple things. First thing that I see here on the weekly is that it's come to this level of, it's not really a strong level of resistance, but it's come to a level of SR level. We'll just call it an SR level, because clearly it's flipped a few times in this level in the past. But what I am seeing is a hangman at resistance potentially on the weekly. Some people would say that this level actually should be a little bit higher, but I'm looking at more like a hangman at resistance. Some people might call it, some people said, okay, well, it also could be like this, and it could be in that right regard. But from what I'm seeing, this looks more like a level of SR flipping that's going to happen. So that's why I've kind of chosen that level. And it's definitely rejecting off of the Kijinsen on the weekly as well. So let's jump in and look at on the daily what we're looking at, because the weekly can be a little bit more daunting for a lot of people that aren't knowing what to look for, basically. So here's what I'm seeing again. So we're stuck in this range, as you guys have seen. This is our range, pretty much from like 40,000 down to we have 28, but we'll call it 30. Okay, so between 30 and 40, people are just range trading, and this is something I've told you guys from way up here. So likely we're going to come down and up and up and down, up. I mean, I said that we're likely to have to wait till this point. This decision point was where I said it's likely that we have to wait to if we're going to get bullish again. And I'm not going to change anything that I say. I'm going to say the same thing, and we're going to monitor and find when those things happen. Because what I'm seeing a lot right now is people feeding in a hopium of, we're going to come back, we're going to be bullish still. Let's look at the market. Let's look at the volume. Let's see what's actually being given to us. Let's look at the fact that we haven't had the hash ribbons so bearish in capitulation since the last the last bear market started. Okay. And we're almost at the exact level. Okay. So the level it got to was right there. This is the halving. This is where we're at. We're almost at that depth, at the same depth in the market. And this is pretty insane. And this might also be because of all the miners getting turned off, right? But we haven't had us be in this type of a level since the bottom of the bear market. We're almost there again. So there is bullishness potentially because of one indicator, but we can't trade off of that. We can't make money off of that. We should never even try to trade off just hash ribbons, but we take that in consideration and we look at where are we looking for. We got that beautiful level right here. If we go sideways and stay in the range and we pop into the cloud, we pop out the other side, then we will get the, end of year, maybe 100K, maybe 85K, whatever it is. It should go higher if we get there, But again, until we got above 51.5, it could also be a bull trap. So we have to be really, really cautious. Doesn't mean we don't trade. It doesn't mean that, we don't take any risk. We just really make good decisions now. We don't trade into chops if we don't know how to trade. We pick levels, like our bottom levels and our higher levels, and we go, okay, I'm going to buy down here, I'm going to sell here, and if it goes higher, I'll sell higher, or I'll hold it, right? You have to have a plan. So if you bought here, your first sell should be this level, right? Your second should be there, your third should be there. Those are your three targets, right? And if you short from up here, there's your first target, there's your second target, there's your third target. It's like you could have been playing this how many times now? That's what I want you guys to do. I want you to make money. So how do I know what's coming next for Bitcoin? There's a lot of people have been asking me over and over again, are you bullish coach? Are you bearish coach? I'm like, bro, I don't change every single day. So let's be keeping it real here. Our volume on the weekend, a little bit better, but what's our volume telling us? It's not really that strong. It's not super strong, right? So that's the first thing. Second thing, we look at and we see this on the daily. We got Tenkin, we got the 21 day, and we got our level of resistance. What do we got on the 12 hour? 12 hour, we got our Kijinsen acting as resistance, right? Okay, what do we got on our 8 hour or our 6 hour? We have the Kijinsen acting as resistance. On the 8 hour, we have the Kijinsen acting as resistance. On the 4 hour, we have the Kumo top acting as resistance. On the 2 hour, we have the 200 EMA acting as resistance, as well as the Kumo top. Do you think, this is a question for all you guys watching right now, do you guys think that this would be a good time to long the market? Or do you think this might be a better time to be looking for a short? What do you think? Because what I've just shown you is that there's resistance on several time frames. So that's the key piece, right? So yes, thank you, Crypto Cavalier. Thank you, Brandon, Darren, Leisha, everyone. Short, yes, short. We don't long resistance, we short resistance. We keep it simple. So all you have to do is look and see, okay, coach has what, 5 things that I pretty much use. I use 5 things, guys. I use the 100-day EMA, the 200-day EMA, the 21-day EMA. That's it. Those 3. Or the EMAs. Those I use on all the time frames. So 21, 100, and the 200, I use those as my EMAs. What else do I use? Ichimoku. What else do I use? Nothing. I use nothing else. That's all I use. EMAs, Ichimoku. I look at the levels. I trade off price action. I look at the volume. That's all I need. The hash ribbons just tell me that we're in a capitulation. And so if we get much, much lower than this, very likely we're going to see a big bounce come because of that capitulation. And maybe, and this is another thing you have to understand, maybe this will be the first time in Bitcoin's history that the hash ribbons might be wrong. So you have to understand that we cannot trade off of an indicator. Anyone that tells you, hey guys, there's a special indicator and it will help you guaranteed know where the market's going, are feeding you such bullshit. They would shove shit down your throat and make you believe it, and they will let you get wrecked, and they won't care because usually they're trading against you. Most people on YouTube, they're trading against you. They don't care if you lose money. They make money. That's the problem with this stuff. So we have to keep it simple and do it in a way that is structured and a way that you can understand. So when you're looking at this market right now and we go, okay, what should we do? We see resistance on so many different time frames, likely that it will reject and it will come back down. Well, whoa, if we look on the other time frames, how did they play out last time? We can learn from them, right? Well, on the 4 hour, not really giving us clear indication of how it's been playing out, but our 6 and 8 hour are giving us great indications. It's our day in 4 candles. Okay, so every 4 candles is 1 day. What do I see here? I see that we get down to our range low, right? And what happens? We come to the Kijin, can't break it, come back down to our range low. Go back up to the Kijin, can't break it, take profit, short, go back to the range low. If you do this 5-6 times and it doesn't work once, that's okay. Your risk is 1, your reward is 3. Look, let me show you something here. So all you have to do is go like this. All right, I'm gonna long. I'm gonna put my low lower than that low, just in case we get a wick, right? And I'm gonna aim towards the same level again. Boom, 3.19. It means if I have $100 of risk, I make $319, and I lose $100 if I'm wrong. Do this 10 times. If you make 4 of the 10 actually correct, you will make money. It's not about being right all the time. It's about playing the probabilities. If you long this level though, you're guaranteed almost likely that you're going to go at least to this level. You're going to stop out. You're going to lose that trade because you don't long resistance. You short it. Okay. And we're not shorting resistance on one time frame. We're shorting on the 6 hour. We're shorting it based off the 12 hour, the 8 hour, the daily. All of them are telling us to short. So if you want to know what you should be doing or you could wait for to do, it's this zone right here. As we're getting into it, this would be your short. This would be the short zone for me. So between 35,000 and 36,000, I'm going to open up a short. Where am I going to put my stop loss? This is super simple, okay? Watch this. Let me just do another one right here. So I want to wait for it to come a little bit higher. So let's say my average entry is in between. My stop loss is going to be a little bit above the level. So if it does break through and I'm wrong, good. I want to be wrong fast. I don't want to be wrong and be like, oh, I'm still wrong. I'm going to keep adding to my position like most people. No, I want to be wrong really quickly. Let me just move this over a bit. So while I'm wrong really quickly, what am I doing? I'm looking for my target right down here as the first level and my second level as our lower level target. Very likely it's going to come back to the first level. Not for sure we'll come back to the next. So we look at that as, okay, let's take some profit here. And then let's move our stop to this level. So as we get to that first level, we'll move our stop into profit and we'll put our stop here. And now we have a guaranteed profitable trade. So this is how I trade the markets. This is how I will do it. I will be setting, not right this second, but the second this stream is over, I'll be going on to Binance. I'll be going and setting up orders between 35,000 and 36,000 to short, with a stop loss at about $36,400, right around there. That's what I'm going to do based off of just the chart telling me that we're hitting resistance. And if we don't break out of that resistance, we're likely to see a breakdown. So there you go. That's all you need to know. We keep it simple like this, you guys will be pro traders fast. The mental is why most traders suck, because they don't know how to mentally deal with watching the price go up or go down. That's hard. You can make money when it goes up and down. Yes, you can make money both ways. That's the thing that you have to understand. Now, the other side. So people have asked me for both scenarios. I'll give you guys the both sides. So a lot of people said to me, Coach, okay, now what about the long situation? Like, what happens if we break out? Because, yeah, break down. Right now, it's very likely that we break down based off of all the levels that we're seeing of resistance. The question is, what is the likelihood that we break up? Or if we break up, and if that trade was wrong, Coach, what should you be doing? Well, here's another important piece of information. This is an SR level, a support and resistance flipping level potentially, meaning that this could turn and flip into being support and we can go higher. So if we see that, then we change our plan a little bit. But right now I'm more bearish. You guys know that. So I'm like 75-80% bearish that this will play out this way. But this is the other side, right? The potential bullish opportunity. The bullish opportunity would be that we break through all three of those levels of resistance, our Tenkin, the green level, our yellow, 21 EMA, and our level. We break out of that level and then we go higher. So that is the bullish scenario, that we see something that looks more like this. It's breakout, and then it will come back down to retest the level and then would break back up higher. At least to this level, at least to this 200 EMA. So probably about there. And that would be a good, really easy trade. It wouldn't be like something that you do a very tight stop on that one. If we broke it, you wouldn't want to go too much lower. And you'd throw this bad boy up around here, maybe just a little bit above for the wick. So it's a 2.4 R. It's not a great trade, but that is an opportunity if we go long. Right now, your odds are better for short and your risk reward is better for short. So that is what I'm seeing. And I'm not just playing it by odds. I'm playing it based off the macro movement in the market. We're technically still bearish. But what I'm seeing here is a C clamp. And some people will talk about this. You'll hear this week. They'll talk about it. They'll say, oh, there's a C clamp. So if we break in, we'll push towards the top. That's possible. I just don't see this playing out until we get a little bit more of this. And then we pop into there. I would love to see something like this. Some type of trend like that. That would be perfect. But it's hopium, right? Like, what I want is not always what's going to happen. And that is something you all watching this need to understand. What you want will usually cost you more money than what actually is. Don't let what you want to have happen affect how you read the market. I am the most biggest bullish bastard ever. Been in crypto a long time. I love Bitcoin, but I'm also realistic, and I also don't like losing money. So when I see the market give me opportunities to short or long, I take it. If I wasn't a trader, I would buy dips and I would hold long term. And when I saw the market go bearish, I wouldn't know what to do. So I'd still probably buy and run out of my money pretty quickly and then watch the market go down thinking I can't buy dips anymore. So take your time if you're new. Don't just go and buy everything up super quick. It's not about being right all the time or all that. So hold on, I'm getting a question. The second time testing 35, you don't think it will break? No, don't. Too much resistance. Too much resistance. Okay, let's get off of the BTC chart. Let's look at some other charts, but I'm curious what you guys are thinking. At what point do you consider taking the trade under 35K? Simple as this. Once this is a confirmed rejection today, probably the end of the day, then I'll know. So I'll probably wait for the daily close and then likely we'll short. But if we come up into my zone, I'm just going to buy. I'm just going to short. I'm going to have those shorts set up. I'm going to have my market stop set up. And then I'm going to let it play out. If it doesn't play out the way I want it to, it'll stop loss. I'll lose 1%. If it plays out the way I want it to, I'll make 3%. So good to go. Can you tell me about UNFI? Is it ever going to go up? I have no idea what that project is, but I can have a look. UNFI. I think this was on Binance. Oh, yeah. Will it ever go back up again? I mean, it's pretty damn low right now. Not too well versed in this project, but it had a mega pump. Like, this is a crazy pump. Nice 20x or something. And from that pump, let's see. Let's have a quick look at this quickly. Let's see where it's at. How far did it come back down? Oh, it went and just, yeah, that's pretty bad. I lost that whole entire pump. I mean, I wouldn't be buying any of these alts. Like, look, unless you know a lot about an alt at this point in the game, you shouldn't really be looking to buy the alts. You should be looking to buy other stuff. Blue light glasses. If you guys want a copy, we'll be doing the draw in like 3 days. So there's like 50 names or something like that people have emailed us. We're going to be doing it on a Google form next time to make things easier for everyone. But yeah, definitely we'll be getting that out for next month. So next month we'll have another glasses giveaway and we'll be picking the names out of a hat. Emailing, and I'll be hopefully with COVID being able to get you them because now we're in lockdown again. Woohoo! ICP is a great project. They actually were on the list of projects that are approved to be used as technology in Canada as of yesterday. That's a very interesting one. That news came with a pump, obviously. And I don't think it broke the downtrend yet, honestly. Like, it's still really, yeah, actually, this could be an interesting one to watch this for the next couple days to see how ICP reacts to this type of news. What you can see is it was in that downtrend and it just barely broke out of that downtrend. And now it's retesting that downtrend. And generally, these types of things play out quite nicely. So that's something just to keep your eyes on. This was a former low support. Let's see where it's at in terms of resistance. There's no real like clear resistance here. So it's kind of a harder one. Let's go to a shorter time frame to see if we have more clear. Ooh, this is actually quite nice looking. What we can see is the Chiku went bullish. We see potentially a pending TK cross. The only thing I don't like is this sloping cloud, but if it broke into the cloud, that'd be good. But what we know from this, as we've seen this several times, sloping clouds generally do what? They generally do something like this before we pop in. So that could happen, and if it does, I would be looking to buy ICP around here. Hold on, let me draw a straight line. That was horrible. I'd be looking around here to be picking some up. If it does drop back down to that level again, I'd be looking definitely to be scooping some up around 34 bucks. So if we get that little dump that hits that part before it goes back up, I'd be looking at it. And you can see that the cloud just recently had a little uptick because of this push. So we're gonna watch for that. ICP looks good though. Let's check ETH. Because ETH seems to have had a nice little mini pump here. So let's have a quick look. Now this is a really interesting one because we were looking to short the level again. It didn't actually get to that level. If anything, wait a second here. Let me go on the daily. That's why it's hard to see. There we go. Much better. Yeah, so what we were looking to do is to short if it did retest this level. But what it did is it just came and mooned. And so that trade we never could even get into because it just went on a moon mission. So which trade are we looking at now? Now we're looking at this one, to be honest. So I would need to see volume come into this big time. Like we would need some major volume coming in. But, and the reason I'm saying that is like this huge bullish engulfing candle didn't have as much volume as this one. And it didn't really play the 3-in setup and is technically rejecting this 200-day EMA. But if we get above that 200-day EMA, I think we'd be pretty good. We're going to be in pretty good shape because it's retesting this level. We would just need to see it pull up, and they got that flat Kijin on the 12-hour as well. So ETH is kind of in like a zone limbo-y type of a place right now where we could even say that a buy zone for Ethereum would be great around here. Anywhere in these liquidity pockets right there. So if you see ETH back in the 1800, that's a good buy zone for it, as well as down here. We never got down there. So we're reclaiming this. If we can reclaim it, this will be the trade that I have already set up. It's a very, very profitable one, actually. It's a 9R trade because if we did lose this level, and we could probably give it a little bit more breathing room, but if we do lose this level, I want to get out of that trade because it's going to go way back down to here. If it holds and pops off this level, likely we'll see it come back all the way up to 2200. So that's what we're looking for ETH. ETH doesn't look too horrible. All right, let me get some questions in, guys. You've been just blowing me up. I can't see them all. Let's talk about T-Fuel and Theta Mainnet. Well, Theta, T-Fuel, I mean, these guys are always in my eye, on my list. I'm always watching them. All right, let's go on the daily. So daily chart's telling me like it's not really decided where it wants to go yet. Our flat Kijin's now pulled. It pulled it up. Now it's flat again. Let's see if it can pull it back up to this level. It's quite bearish, to be honest. We're in the candles, so this is not bearish, but this is not bullish. It's a no trade zone right now. We had a bearish Kumo twist. We have a bearish TK cross. We're below the cloud. So right now on the daily, I mean, it's not a buy for me. Same with the 4-hour. Things are sloping down still. So I mean, Theta had a crazy run, and you have to understand that people are going to take profit from that. And even now, like, it still didn't really have a huge correction. It could go lower, for sure could go lower. And there's not much stopping it if we get below these kind of levels that it's at right now, free falling all the way down much lower. So, I mean, there's no support other than right here to buck. I mean, real true support. So, the fact of the matter is like, you'd have a $3 support, and then, I mean, there really isn't support till about here, which is where we're at right now with $6. So this could be a great buy opportunity. Again, volume is what I'm always looking at, and look at how shit the volume is. So until we see that uptick, I just would wait a little bit longer. Sharing a top tier use case gem. Yes, sharing is one that I have been involved with for a very long time. No Tim Boss, personal friend. Oops, sorry about that. Moving the wrong thing there. So what do you see here? This is what I was thinking might happen. It kind of did it short term, got up to that level, broke out of that level, and then we had the dump again and just kind of basically went right back to where it started all over again. But it made a higher low. I guess it's the one positive. But yeah, like, sharing has a lot of stuff coming, but I think the whole market is just kind of indicative of what's going on here, and volumes have dissipated in everything, and that hurts price no matter what you do. RSR is a little bit sad. For me, I think it's a little bit of a sad one right now. It just looks sad on a chart because, like, it gets back into this zone. It's buy zone time, right? Like, it hasn't been there forever. But yeah, it's gotten beat up pretty badly. And this might also, like, COVID must have affected RSR a lot because, you know, they're basically, you know, doing stuff for people to transact on their phone. And if you can't really leave your house and people aren't really doing stuff as much, it's one of those things you have to keep understanding of. Now, Ethereum is interesting. Ethereum just had a mega pump. Not too sure why. But they've been doing a lot of really good work on the ground. And it seems like they are on an uptrend. Like, so that's interesting on the daily to see that. I mean, it's not bullish by any means yet. What I am seeing here is that if we could break out and retest, you got an opportunity here if it retests the 200 to go for a pretty nice trade, at least towards somewhere around 27 cents. But I think it will go higher than that, to be honest. I think it'll probably push towards, 27 for sure. And if it really gets more bullish, around 38. So Ferrum's at a huge decline in price, but that usually will come with, double topped basically, and it went down 92% in a very, very short time. And usually those things recover when they do that. XEQ, I never even heard of that before. I don't even know what that is, so I'm not even going to look. What's going on, people? Not too much. How do you think Bitcoin is going to 17 play? It's still in play, but we already talked about BTC. You can just back up a little bit and you'll find all the BTC analysis as well. ORO. Are they on here? Can I find them here? If they can't be found on TradingView, I'm not going to look today, just because I know they're probably cracked. Horde. I've heard of Horde before. It's on Kucoin. Oh my god, this is disgusting. Oh my lord. This is retail just being like, F you all. Like, this was a pump and dump. That's what this project was. Horde is a pump and dump token. That's all it looks like to me from a trader perspective. Pump and dump. Look at this shit. Like, what's the point of even looking at that anymore? Daegu and Rune. Oh, yeah. Dago is one I missed out on, man. It had a really nice run, but actually, to be honest, I don't know what it would have been in private sale, but this doesn't look like I missed out on too much, to be honest. It looks pretty brutal and cracked out. What I will say is Rune is, it's a boss of the coin, man. Like, super boss coin. Came down. Oh, wait. Let me just delete this because this is on the way up. So what I saw here is that this was a level that it broke below that level. Came all the way down to these levels from the past. Okay. It would be a lie for me to say that Rune doesn't concern me the way where it looks right now. It's pretty bearish. But we do have it very far away from the Kijinsen. And what you'll learn is when we get really, really far away from it, it will pull it back. And so you can't really see it on this chart. But this being that far away from a flat Kijin, it's going to eventually pull back up. Probably at least to 10 bucks. So I think we're going to see that at some point before, even if we get in a full bear market, that it will come push it at least, $8 to $10 one more time. Do you think unlucky side for KSM is that we're in a bearish trend, or we know KSM is valuable, but the use of KSM is much lower until we're in a bull trend? Look, I think KSM was overused. So was DOT. People really, really pushed it. And look, it's just like, okay, KSM had parachains. It was a lot of hype. We had DOT, we had parachains, everything's great. But look, the market goes to crap and no one cares about any of that shit. It was all hype, right? And the reality is no one could use KSM yet, really. Like, no one could really do anything with most of these coins. So, X Fund. Nima is a good friend of mine. Let's see how his project's been doing. This thing went like mega moonish. For some reason, it's showing nothing. Dex tools must be cracked or something. It is not working properly. Anyways, well, look, I'll try to find that again, but it seems like, there we go. Wow, $4,000. The whole idea when they started X Fund was to have one X Fund equal one ETH. So this has been crushing. I actually had some way down here when it first started, but I got impatient. This is a story for you all to learn from. I got impatient, and I'm telling you, I had like 400 or 500 of these. So we're talking millions. Every time I've been impatient in my life about something, or just gave up on something that really didn't need to have fully be given up, those are the ones that I regret the most. So I'll tell you guys that. You will always regret the things that you don't do, not the things that you do. So ADA, how has that been looking? Well, it's not looking bullish, but it's not looking terrible either. Give us a quick viewpoint on how this is done. What are we trying to get back to here? So I would love to see us come back, above the cloud. Let's see how we're looking on a 4-hour here for ADA. So ADA is like not bullish, nor is it bearish. It's very range bound right now, at least in the shorter term. I'd love to see it crack out the top of the cloud and still continue going. How does our 6-hour look? Again, love to see it crack out of the top of the cloud. The 8-hour, the same thing, pop in and out. But again, that still thinking we're going to go sideways. You guys saw that on my Bitcoin chart. I'm still thinking that we're doing this. Still thinking we need till this date. Or in this range of dates. Somewhere around here we need to crack into the bottom of the cloud. Can I look at OMI? Yeah, I'll talk about OMI in a second. Liddy Capital shares. Are you buying? Yes, I absolutely am buying. I got, I think, 5K so far. I think something around $5,000 worth. Have you looked into Polker? 2 U.S. granted patents and many in the pipeline, been building for 2 years. Polker. No, Adarsh, I haven't, but let me just quickly get my pen and write that down. I'll have a quick look. Polker. It sounds familiar, to be honest. So I'll have to I'll go look into it again. One thing about having 19,000 projects in crypto is I just can't keep up with them all. Adam Cosmos, Coach, do you foresee which coin has a potential and not get impatient on it, as you said? Phoenix Flow, guys. I've been telling you guys for so long, Phoenix Flow. I've been looking more into DAG because my buddy Dare, my group has turned into like this hardcore DAG group. So been looking more into that again. ADA prediction this summer. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to be until we see if we're going bullish or bearish. I don't do the whole prediction game. People love to be like, yeah, man, Bitcoin's going $300,000. And a week later, they'll say, oh, yeah, Bitcoin got wrecked. And you're like, dude, like, which one is it? Like, are you bullish or bearish? I'm trading the charts. So that's what I'm talking about. Polka Insure, please. Never heard of it before. WRX. I mean, is that WazirX or whatever? I mean, I think they've done okay. Definitely did well in the bull, as all exchange tokens do. I mean, I told everybody this. Exchange tokens are the one thing that are always going to make money if the people use the exchanges, because they're going to make fees. They're going to make profits from all the people trading. They're going to make profits from all the projects launching on there. They're going to make projects like profit from lots of stuff. So they don't really need to worry long term. So anything that's an exchange coin usually is a pretty safe bet for a long-term play if it's a good exchange. Okay, so that's the key piece. If it's a good exchange. If you want safe stuff, put it into things that are blockchain-based projects, things that are building their own chain. Atom, ADAX, BNB, Hather, EGLT, Strax, Solana, KSM, DOT. Get the blockchains. They are the infrastructure people are building on. They are the ones that you're going to have to wait a long time to get all your tokens for, but they're the ones that are going to be here in 5 years. They're the ones that are going to lay infrastructure and do innovations that we actually use, not some DeFi piece of crap lending protocol that is doing the same thing as Comp and Aave do and that do it half as well, right? And that's what killed our market. Just memes and shitty projects that don't really need to be here, that don't really have any special use case, that don't really do that much else better than anyone else already existing. That stuff I don't even look at. That's the truth. All right, so we're going to spend a few more minutes on here, and then I'm going to let you guys go because I'm going to do this every single week for about 45 minutes to an hour. We're going to look at different charts that you guys want, but we're also going to start bringing on founders. So you're going to see guys like Liddy Capital are going to come on the lives. You're going to have War on the lives, and we're going to get that going. Now, Paid Network. Paid has, stepped up. Like now they're going for a parachain. They're going to have their own chain. So Paid's value prop has changed a bit. You remember they did have investment from Binance. So this is something that many people are forgetting. Most of the seed rounds and all the rounds have been distributed now at this point. So most of this is already, it's getting closer to that. Okay, now it's at the bottom. Now it's building. Remember, paid is still almost 8x from public sale after all this dumpage. So it had a crazy run, too crazy of a run if you'd ask me. And that was caused by launchpad hype and people wanting to get in, and obviously the real big push was the iOS and the other stuff that when it launched. People made a silly amount of money, even if they only want one ticket even. All right, Pond, shitty projects like 88. I mean, that's your opinion. Honestly, there's a lot of great projects out there, and if you don't know a lot about what's going on with ADA or any of the projects building on their infrastructure, then you probably are going to be bearish, of course. If you don't know what you don't know, learn what you don't know, right? It's very humbling when you learn that you actually don't know a lot of the stuff you think you know. And it's also really humbling when you have to admit to yourself that, holy shit, I might actually be wrong. So ADA is going to be one of those things for a lot of people. All right. Bao Woo. Woo is a good project. Woo is also similar in some ways to the Phoenix Flow, but it's not the same. They don't have the same LP partners. They're not going to be able to do the same volumes. So as is a great project, and as it will be probably a partner at some point in the network for Phoenix Flow, what we're seeing with Woo Trade is people went, woo, it did really well. Went from like 3 cents up to $1.50 or something, and it came back down. These types of projects could also do really well. Is Unido dead? Heard from the team lately, price seemed to have bottom. Unido is working with some of the bigger premier projects, but their price has just got destroyed. So, it is what it is. Erewhon. Look, every project I'm going to show you right now, other than a few that maybe got lucky, are going to look very similar. They're going to look like a dead chart, other than if they had a recent pump. This is a dead chart. Like Erewhon, nothing. No one can use it. Mainnet, useless. So what's going to happen with it? Nothing. It pumped, and then no one can do anything with it. So until they come out with it and actually get mainnet and actually get hype and actually get stuff going, me as an investor, I'm just sitting here with my dick in my hand. Same with my RSR, right? See, a lot of you guys know the good parts about investing. And yeah, we get 100Xs and shit. And you're like, oh, coach, it's unfair. You get in, right? Do you know how many investments that I'm in that I don't have my tokens yet? Do you know how many investments I'm in that have a 4-year lockup or 3-year lockup and that I'm not going to even be able to get in this cycle? Because do you guys know there's some projects I've invested in with a 9-month cliff, no tokens for 9 months? You're probably going, well, why would you ever do that? You can't make money doing that. That's how you make all your big money. You want to get in 100Xs, you invest when people don't want to invest. So my 100Xs were when no one wanted to invest. Most of them. Almost all of them. Because the money's made mostly when? I want you guys to tell me, when do people mostly make their money? Let's check out Ghost in the meantime. Guys, you and your SHIB and your Dodges and stuff, like, much love to you and all that stuff, but it is what it is. Okay, Ghost pumped on a $600 of liquidity. Guys, don't waste people's time here. That's silly. Let's go back to real charts again because those are just silly. Luna wrecked. Honestly, looks a lot like Bitcoin, except it has a head and shoulders that actually would be more one that would actually play out. And remember, where is Luna's support? Here? At about 78 cents. There's no support. Like if it lost this right now, if it loses this, free fall. Luna's not in a good situation right now, to be honest. And Duquan, he's a great guy, but he pissed off a lot of people when he put a post out saying that this is what exactly it's supposed to do. They don't care. Investors don't care. When they lose money, they're mad. So that's something also to keep in mind. In a bearish markets, money is made when there's blood in the streets. Yes, when people are fearful. Right. So when you guys are buying, let's be honest for a minute. How many of you guys have ever bought in my zone? How many of you have ever bought in this zone between, let's say, let's do it from the 33, from 33 until $30,000. Did any of you buy in this zone at all? One of any of you at all at any point? Because I am almost positive that most people that watch the show would not be in that zone and not buy. They're buying after it gets up and then they're getting wrecked. That's mostly what happens. So you have to buy when you're really yourself, when you know yourself. You have to learn when you're scared, when you're fearful, when you're nervous. That's when you know to buy. You want to know what I have right here? Check this shit out. This is sitting on my computer at all times. You know what this note says? I have sticky notes on the bottom of my nice 47-inch widescreen Samsung. You know what some of them say? Check this one. The first one, okay? Check this out. Move stops, secure profit, take profit. That's one of my notes. Another note, go in when you feel a bit depressed or nervous. Number 3, are you scared? Don't be a pussy. Why do you think I have those notes on my screen? Because they're little reminders for me, for myself. Because it's like sometimes you start doubting yourself. So you need to read that and be like, oh crap, that's true. I am being a pussy. I should go in. There's no what? I'm losing 1% if I'm wrong. It's the same shit. It's still a good trade setup. So what am I doing? That's the difference. That's what changes. To separate the men and the boys, all that kind of talk. That's what they're talking about. Coach at 33 couldn't dare to buy at 28. You know what? Now you know next time when you were really scared, as long as you're not putting too much risk, right? So here's the thing. If you were like, I would buy like $10,000 more Bitcoin if it drops, cool. Buy $10,000 more Bitcoin when it drops. Set up the orders right now. At 33, at 32, at 31, at 30, set them up, scale them heavier to the downside. So if it does drop, you have your average is even lower, right? And that's how you do it. People make it so confusing. People add 1,000 indicators, make their charts look like Christmas trees of lines going all over the place. It's crazy to me, right? Once I take off Ichimoku, you guys will be like, okay, this really is a very, very basic chart, right? There's some EMAs and there's price action and levels. That's all I'm really using. All the Ichimoku is my confluence indicator. It's the, okay, coach, your system uses this as, your alpha. This is how you get it, using all of this together. That's why I do it. Serum is in the sweet spot. Is it? Let's check. I'm just going to do a couple more, guys, because I know when we're just talking charts a lot, it gets a little bit strung out. Serum is not really yet in a sweet spot. It could be a sweet spot. It could. You're right. But I would like to see if it would come down maybe even to here. That would be an even sweeter spot. And even down here would be an even sweeter spot. Because look, if we are in a bear market, we're going to go down to these levels. It's going to come. So be patient. If you want to buy and you think that's the spot that it's going to bounce, okay. But remember, what do I tell you all the time? Volume. Volume is not going up. Volume is actually decreasing. So no way this is going to start popping up until we see volume start to come into it. And again, we would go to the lower time frames and just look at the volume. Look at it. It's crap. It's crap volume. Crap volume, we don't trade off of that. All right, so I'm not going to keep going over every single call, guys, because there's just so many. What I'm going to start doing, and my team is going to start doing, we're going to be posting on Twitter. So if you guys are following me on Twitter, you should. If you haven't and you're not doing it now, if you're not following me on here or liking or subscribing, do that now. Smash the bell so you see every Monday and Friday the live feeds that I'll be doing, and that's what it's all about. So here's the key piece. All you have to do is plan. That's it. What is your plan? For Bitcoin, we know our plan. Our plan is that we're running into several areas of resistance from the daily to the 12-hour, all the way down to the different time frames. We keep seeing resistance. So we're going to short resistance. I am going to short resistance. You guys do whatever you want. This is not me telling you what to do. I'm going to short the resistance. I'm going to aim for us to come back down. And I'm going to take profit right here first because it's very likely that we don't go lower than 31.2. We might bounce off of it based off of the past, right? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take profit probably around 31.5, and then I'll take profit in between these zones again. So that's what I'm looking for. If, and I mean, it's a very small if, like a 15% chance if, this is what I'm thinking personally. If we can get above this level, then we can go towards, you know, right around here at about 39,400. Risk to reward, not great on that trade though. So just keep that in mind. All right, so that's really what it comes down to. We have 431 watching, 171 likes. Get some likes, guys. Help us grow the channel because I am probably one of the only people that will tell you without any doubt ever exactly what I'm thinking, and not based off of what I want to happen, but based off what the chart is showing me. The charts are not showing us bullishness at all. Anyone who tells you that today is full of crap. They're full of crap. The daily chart is not bullish. The weekly chart is not bullish, right? There's nothing really bullish at all here. Like, there really isn't. So how I look at this, I'm seeing this as Bitcoin likely coming back to 33 and probably down a little bit lower. So that's where I'm seeing it. That's what I'm seeing. And I mean, I could sugarcoat it and tell you guys everything's going to be great and it's all good and all this bullshit. But the reality is ETH will either come, ETH is either going to come back to this zone. It's going to go higher. Bitcoin is going to reject and go lower or break out and go higher. But I'm still thinking we need 3 weeks. So between 3 and 4 weeks, we're going to be doing this every day, our normal daily routine. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys how much more simple this is if you're watching. So if you're watching, hit the bell, subscribe, and like. Tell friends that actually want to learn how to actually make money in this market to start following and having understanding of where we're going next. Because I'll tell you for sure, we will together, if you're here, not get wrecked ever. You can't get wrecked if you listen when I tell you to take profit, if you follow a strategy, if you plan your trades and you trade your plan. So it's much love to all of you. Club is coming very soon. We have the website. We have things getting integrated right now. We're working on staking so that everyone can stake. And then there'll be like all sorts of really cool stuff. So we'll be doing things like webinars for like weekends. So, 4 hours on a Saturday where you get like a breakdown, you get a copy, you get some homework, you get lots of good stuff. And we'll do those, like 2 hour, Friday or Saturday, Sunday for a couple weeks. And we'll be doing lots of other things as well. I have my trading courses that are obviously going to be there as well. We're going to have the merchandise shop, which also you guys will be able to create your own cool merch, and like your own coffee cups, your own hats, your own t-shirts. We're going to have a bunch of designs, but you can be able to design your own as well. So lots is coming, guys. Much appreciate all you being here. Don't get bearish on the market. Just get bearish on the chart. Doesn't mean that we're going to get wrecked. Doesn't mean we're going to have anything happen. As for the scammer, stay tuned for tomorrow. We're going to have another update for everybody in the community as to what happens next. So I'm really excited. And if you guys want them glasses, definitely make sure that we got you. And we'll get you, if you email us, we'll get you on that list and we'll pick the winners at the end of the month. 2 more days. So it's going to be great. Hope you guys have an awesome week. Monday has started. We're here. But I'll tell you right now one thing. You guys are why I do this. I will not put you in positions that put you down. My goal for all of you is not just to get the 100 people in my group to 1 million. It's to get everyone that's following me to 1 million. I want you all to do well. And ultimately, if that's my ultimate goal and I get there, then I'm happy with that. So, you guys have yourselves a great week. Week is just getting started. Watch for the levels and get prepped. Right now, what am I going to do? I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up my shorts and I'm going to put them at about 35.5, about 35.9, and at about 35.2. That's what I'm doing right now. So you guys have yourselves a great day, and I will see you soon enough. Peace out.